Over the film, you said you like the effort in that last game more than the Houston game. What kind of stood out to you after rewatching it and seeing some of the things you did well?
I thought defensively, you can feel our presence on the floor. They're a really good team, and they're just coming off a game where they scored a lot of points. So we know that they can put points on the board, but we made those shots difficult. We turned them over, got out in transition. We contested some of their shots. They hit some, but I just thought overall our togetherness, our competitive spirit was there, and you can see it when you watch the tape.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get some of the injury stuff out of the way. How's Missi doing after taking that hard fall?
He's doing good. He went through practice, not a full contact practice, but he went through practice today. So he's feeling okay, a little soreness, and we'll continue to monitor how he feels.
And what about Z and Jose?
Z didn't have a full practice. Jose went through full practice today.
I guess how good is it just to have Jose back out there, that energy and what he can provide off the bench?
He was good. He was good, really good, communicating with his teammates today in practice. We're looking forward to at some point getting both of those guys back. It's going to really help our group. There's some progress that we've made with the guys that we have on the floor, but we know getting some of those guys healthy and getting them back on the floor is going to help us.
And Trey seemingly found his shot amongst everything else that he's doing well right now. There's a couple guys that are really kind of still struggling since coming back from injury. Dejounte and Yves specifically. They're both under 30% from three. And it seems like they're just missing shots we've seen them normally make. How do you get them going?
Well, it's a combination of those guys continuing to trust in their work, continue to be consistent with, coming in the gym, working at it, shooting the shots that they're going to shoot in games. And then, they have primetime guys guarding them. And so, not having Brandon sometimes, not having Zion on the floor who occupies some of the best defenders, those shots are much easier. And so, just kind of working through the struggles together, talking about it, watching it on film. But we have the utmost faith and confidence in both of Herb and Dejounte that they'll continue to progress. It's still fairly early for them in terms of games played and playing together.
Kind of related to that, your current starting group has been the unit you've been able to play the most this year. Obviously, it's not the starters that you probably anticipated at the beginning of the year. They haven't gelled necessarily yet. Just what do you think, what have you been able to identify in their struggles on both ends of the floor?
Well, it's just early. We didn't come in the season thinking that this would be the starting group. So it's all for all of us. It's a bit of kind of learning how to fly the plane while the plane is in the air, and we just got to continue to work at it. Identify some areas that we can get better defensively, stopping teams from getting out in transition against us, taking away easy baskets, having a level of physicality that you got to bring to the game, especially those guys, starting with a sense of urgency. Continue to play off each other, and those are areas that we know we can improve on.
Willie, have you changed anything with your strategies? Right now you're going through your toughest time. I think it was at one win in last 19 games. But to make it more fun, just to keep these guys engaged, have you found yourself changing anything to help maybe that side of those type of things?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me as we go through this is don't let our circumstances really control the consistency of who we are as people. And most of these guys, our guys come in and they come in with the right spirit and mentality. After games, the gym is popping. We're having a good time being in here, and I want to continue to make this place, be a part of making this place a cool place to come and work, grow, be connected, and get better. We'll throw some things in here that we can do as a group that makes, maybe substituting a practice day. But for the most part, it's just being consistent in who we are, whether we win or lose, being open to adjustments, but having a consistent approach to it.
And with Z, obviously we've seen him making progress, but how much have y'all kind of discussed the boxes he needs to check before y'all are comfortable putting him in a full practice, considering the hamstring is something he's dealt with, recurring?
That's the key. That's the key for us is continuing to check those boxes, continuing talking with medical and performance, and they're really ahead of what he needs to do, and they inform us on this is a good day that he can jump in. These are some days he needs to take off. He's working hard at it, and now it's a matter of getting him on the floor, getting some full practices in, and we'll update you guys when we get to that point.
At this point, he is doing contact stuff, right?
Yeah, he didn't go through contact today.
Okay.
A little bit off topic, but this Grizzlies team that you just played, they're a little bit unique in that they're not using ball screens all as much as other teams. I think even Draymond commented on it. It's like not something he's seen before. Just what are your thoughts on, I guess, that style of offense and how what challenges does it present?
Yeah, I enjoy watching teams that can do both. They can play in ball screens, but they're really good off the ball. They're a good driving team. You know, they just swing it, they move it, they drive it, they get to the paint, they get kickouts. They play off the ball, especially with Bane's ability to move without the ball. Jaren Jackson, they can throw it in the post, so they can attack you in different ways, and it's what makes them, you know, a really difficult challenge. And then they're really good defensively. You know, former defensive player of the years on their team. They added Yves, who's clogging up the lane when guys go down there. They're pretty well balanced.
It seems like a team like that's got to be in sync. If you're moving off the ball so much, you're just not running into each other's spots. I guess like I guess that's common in a lot of offenses, but is it more unique to them than say other teams?
I just don't think a lot of teams are playing that style.
Yeah.
And so that makes it more unique because, you know, if you look at the history of the NBA, it's a lot of pick and roll, probably more pick and roll, probably more post-ups, depending on your personnel. They're a unique team in that they don't play in as many pick and rolls. They're playing more off the ball. So it just creates a different challenge for them.
And Willie, there's one game left on the 5-game homestand. The Clippers, you're very familiar with them. Usually you've had success. I know last year, I think the team went 3-1 against them. What's it going to take to beat them, and specifically their defense? I think it's 4th overall in the league.
Yeah, it's going to take a consistent effort for 48 minutes. And that means taking care of the basketball, lowering our turnovers first, being able to get the ball up, you know, make some misses, get the ball up the floor quickly, get into our actions. Share the basketball is a big component for us. And then it really all starts with our defensive mindset. You know, will we be physical? Can we take them out of some of their actions? Can we finish possessions, rebounding the ball? And now we can get out and play offensively.
And we talked to CJ about this a little bit after the last game, but what are your thoughts on just like the mental toll a season like this can have on a team and the challenges that come with, like you said, keeping the gym popping, having this a place that guys want to come to and maintaining that optimism, you know, despite all of the losses?
My thoughts on it is that whatever you go through that's difficult is meant to make you stronger. And we have to have a perspective that views it that way. And it happens in life, and it's going to happen in sports, and this won't be the last time they deal with something extremely difficult. And I think it's a huge learning experience for all of us, and we have to take it as such.
Thank you, Coach.